Welcome to the Aftershow Podcast, Naysayer Nation. We're hope you're having a good Sunday. We are live once again. We are, of course, on YouTube and Twitch. Twitter actually, and you can follow us, support us, all that good stuff. We got a decent show plan. A lot of stuff is starting to happen. You know, people are, especially in the industry, are coming back from vacation. Stuff is starting to pop off. Things are happening, getting delayed. We have, of course, the Marvel Rivals Season 1 launch was this week, and it was a big one. It was a pretty big one. We also got the unfortunate news that the highly anticipated Transformers Reactivate has officially died. It has been canceled. We also had the announcement of the Assassin's Creed Shadows delay getting a 1 month delay into March. We found that out buried in a corporate report with the most corporal speak I've ever seen in my life. but they threw that in there, which I think was the right decision.
Yeah,
February is just absolutely insane. If you haven't seen that calendar of releases, there's no way. So we're going to talk about all that stuff. Also saw there was apparently some discourse once again going on between the Snyder cultists and the rest of society, specifically about Superman. They're defending the scene in Man of Steel where where Superman literally just lets his father die for no reason. They're like, no. I swear, I've never seen such a absolute dog shit scene get defended so hard by anyone. Like they swear that there's some deeper meaning that's just no. It's a fucking stupid scene. It doesn't make any. It literally doesn't make any sense. Like he tells him to let him die because he doesn't want to risk exposing him to the world. Bro, this motherfucker literally saved his entire class from drowning already. You're about to get swallowed by a tornado. There's literally no one around because there's a fucking tornado. like who's gonna see?
yeah. They'll literally just defend anything. Like if he did it, it's gospel. It's the Lord's work.
If Zack Snyder literally took a shit and filmed it with a 30mm lens for 3 hours in black and white in slow motion for 3 hours, they would tell you it's a fucking masterpiece.
Right.
It's one of the greatest films of the 21st century.
Yeah.
Speaking of masterpieces, we have a special guest. He is back for another round to help us talk about Rivals. He can only stay for a little bit, but we always happy to have him. Today going by Grandmaster Greek, just a regular black guy.
Hell, what's up, everybody?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, just a regular black guy is kind of contradicted by Grandmaster. what kind of Grandmaster are you, sir?
Hey, listen. All right, I'm a passive aggressive Christian.
I mean, so were they. So they were burning crosses. Not.
Speaking Eastwood, definitely speaking something into life here. Okay, shout out to Lionsgate for sending me this sweet Den of Thieves 2 Pantera hat. They sent me a fireproof safe and 2 tickets to go see the movie at some point in theaters now. Starring Gerard Butler and Ice Cube Jr.
# Spawn. Gifted. Chills.
Yes.
All the good stuff. Also, what's up to the chat? Appreciate everyone hanging out on this Sunday evening. We got the oldest man in the world, Eastwood, joining us again. We got Marvel, Super Patrick, Joker, Nicholas King. Appreciate you all hanging out.
Sadat didn't like that message.
I love that. I love that. We all know Jay's a big shot.
I got no traction on that tweet, no traction on that reel. No, what did I send it on? Short. Cool. I mean, they've this same company is the one that sent me the package and Borderlands. So
Maybe they're punishing you. It's actually a joke.
I have not gone to see this movie yet. I had said to my wife we could go see it, but I think I'm gonna let her off the hook on that one because I after Eastwood's glowing review of the first one, I don't think I would like to make her sit through an entire movie when she doesn't even like leaving the house to begin with. So
true. I'm a smart woman. Have you actually watched the first one?
No.
You're just gonna go into the sequel?
Yep. Listen, I got free tickets to go see it. So I got an email saying, "Hey, we want to send you a package," and I'm like, "Okie doke, cool, I'll do it."
Jay
and it's actually useful though. Like the hat's nice. I'm not gonna really wear it that much, but like I just got like a fireproof safe.
Yeah,
like that's dope. That's useful. Put a lot of documents in that.
I mean, it would have been more useful if you lived in California.
Fair, you know.
But shot. Man, that situation is insane, bro.
Yeah, I wonder what. Like, do we know what started that?
I heard it was. There's been various things, but I heard there was one fire started by some shall we say unhoused individuals. There was apparently one that was started like some kind of backyard barbecue thing or something. It was something stupid that
usually
people were doing, and they ended up burning down California.
That's like one of my pet peeves. Like, I don't know, like you see people that are driving and they flick like a cigarette butt out the window.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. Like, it drives me insane. Like, you're the one like sucking down these cancer sticks, right? Like, don't throw it out the window. Like, fucking own it. That's your shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, don't let the shoot, especially if you live in California. That's just insane.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah, I forgot who said it, but someone famous said that California if the wind, they're so lucky so far, like just if the wind just blows the right way, the entire place is going up in flames. and that's literally what we're seeing.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I don't like the politics of it all, but like watching Gavin Newsom like literally sink has been interesting to watch.
Yeah, I mean he didn't handle the last wildfire situation well at all either. I mean,
they're projecting him to be like the next Democratic presidential candidate, and I think that just literally went up in flames.
Oh, literally, yeah. I mean, yeah, but I mean, before I thought it was
pun intended.
Pun intended, of course. I thought it was literally ridiculous to begin with, because I mean he's a horrible governor, but now I mean, holy, like,
yeah, it's a wild, just crazy situation, and my hearts go out to everybody affected by it. I mean, it's just unbelievable how I saw like somebody do like a map. Okay, one of the biggest fires that anybody ever talks about is the Great Chicago Fire.
Right.
And they did like a map of the area of Chicago that was affected by that. And this is like 15 times bigger.
Jeez.
And like, that's crazy. And like, that's how Chicago became like the second city, because they built on top of the ashes. So
this is going to be out. This is going to be insane. Like, yeah, the property damage, like, easily many billions of dollars. Like this is outrageous.
Yeah.
I hope everyone, as many as possible, were able to get out, and hope they get all the help they need to relocate. But Moving on to less depressing news,
Yeah.
we got Grandmaster Greek here to talk about his latest addiction, Marvel Rivals. Cannot get enough of it, especially playing ranked. We were me and Greek were playing some yesterday, and it was an experience.
Missed that invite.
I mean, it was a skill issue. No.
I actually was watching Greek for a little bit, and you guys were. Did you? I think you had like 4 healers.
Yeah.
And he was Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And I just left one comment, Jesus fucking Christ, because I watched him go like 40-0 and like team wipe like a whole squad, like just like flicking his wrist.
Turns out having 4 healers can be really good.
Yeah. I played a game the other night with 6 healers, like we were all healers, and it was on the Asgard escort map, and we got pushed all the way to the back pretty quickly, but then we held it until overtime and lost, but it was still pretty funny.
Yeah, it's a little excessive, but yeah, I think of the new meta right now that's forming. 4 might be a little excessive, but well, I mean, you have to test it more, but currently 3 is definitely the meta I'm seeing forming among the higher elo players, like because we got another really good healer to the roster in Invisible Woman, and people are playing her not just because of the cake outfit.
Yeah,
she's actually legitimately really good. This is the first time since I've been playing Rivals where like the majority of games we don't have a problem with there only being 1 healer or no healer or no healers. It's rare. It happens sometimes in quick, but not nearly as much as that season in particular, because someone at some point definitely locks Sue Storm. like there's a guarantee lock. Reed not as much. I think his Reed is a lot harder to play.
Yeah, but if you're good at him, it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, I'm becoming a Reed main because I figured him out and he's actually cracked.
No, like I feel like every game has some Reed Richards like elite level King Greek, and like he just doesn't die.
Yeah,
like he's literally a tank.
I just posted a video. I just posted a short from it was actually a game that I played with Jay, where I was on Reed and I was just bullying the other team's Punisher. like there was an insane sequence towards the end of the game where he pops ultimate and I stand in front of it, block the whole thing, shoot it back in his face and kill him. Then he respawns, drops turret. I go Hawk mode and kill him in his turret. then he comes back, goes turret again. I hop over on the turret and just literally run around in circles, hitting him over and over again. And then when I pop the block ability, just to just stand in front of it, he like stops shooting, and we just kind of like have a stare off until it wears off, and then I hit him, and then we just keep going. I'm literally just running around in circles, and he's just trying to hit me, and I'm just slapping him until I knock him out of this turret, go Hulk, and just punch and just kill him with one punch. It's so funny.
Remember that time we asked King Greek a question and then we just talked over him for like 5 minutes? It
was my favorite part of the show.
I'm just here.
He's just a humble guy. Greek, tell us what are your thoughts so far on Marvel Rivals Season 1? Likes, dislikes, deep burning hatreds?
One thing that I definitely do like. Also, I think Jay was there for the. I don't know if he was already streaming at that point. He might have been there for the double crash out. I'm not too sure. One of the things that I do like is that this is something that you don't really notice unless you pay attention to how the game plays on PC. And it was something that I didn't even necessarily notice at first. But some characters, I mentioned this to you when we was playing. So some characters have an advantage over how their ability works simply just because of how the FPS is set. Because, like, for example, before in season 0 with Doctor Strange's levitate, whenever you would do it, he would always just go straight up. But if you were playing on PC, again, due to the FPS advantage, you can literally just shoot up in any direction and keep moving forward, like, and keep moving. Like, it's one singular motion when you go from the ground to the air and you're still moving instead of just going straight up, stop, then you can move. That wasn't really in the patch notes. Like, that was kind of like a silent buff. Like, some of those things have kind of been addressed. I don't know if it's been the same way for like a lot of other characters, for example, but like I definitely do appreciate that.
I know Wolverine's Feral Leap got a buff. The hitbox is way less janky than it was in season 0.
The hitbox for a lot of melee attacks seem janky in general because it's like because even with magic, I believe like the main trick to like really like landing your uppercut with magic is primarily just like always aiming towards the right of whoever it is that you're targeting. I don't know if it was made to be that way or if it's like legitimately just like kind of janky as shit. But
it's a little bit of both plus the third person perspective thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more prevalent than even normal. Like for shooting, you kind of just shoot a little bit to the right, and you'll hit those shots because of how the perspective works. But with magic, like if you go aggressively to the right, you could still hit.
Yeah, like I don't really have, I would say, too many issues with this season. I know, like, I do think there were definitely some bad choices that were made in terms of balancing. Like, for example, Hulk getting nerfed when Hulk isn't a bad character. I look at Hulk. Sorry, Jay. I look at Hulk the same way I look at Thor. Like this. I understand where you're coming from, as in he should not necessarily play like this. However, when you do get adapted to that playstyle and how they work, he's fucking annoying and very tough to kill. Now, my whole thing with Hulk is Hulk wasn't the problem. The main reason a lot of people were complaining about Hulk is because of the team up.
Right.
I don't think they should have nerfed Hulk. I believe it was the team up that should have gotten balanced, the same way Wanda and Magneto did. But for some reason, that wasn't the route that was taken. Now, there were a lot of like more positive things, like for example, Cloak and Dagger getting buffed. That fourth dash definitely adds like a lot more viability to her ultimate. It gives her more ground to cover. From what I've been hearing, it seems like the Hawkeye and Hela nerfs didn't really hit too much.
Because they didn't actually nerf them. Like they nerfed Hawkeye. Like I tried them both. So Hela, they literally didn't do anything except make her health lower, which was not the problem with Hela. And Hawkeye, you just have to be a little closer to one shot them. Like I think you have to be within 40 meters to one shot instead of 60. like it's not a nerf. Like they didn't nerf them. Like it's not a nerf.
Also, the team up bonus, because I believe that went down from 20% to 15%.
Yeah.
Now, like you look at somebody like Black Panther, for example. Panther got he got obliterated. Like he's still annoying, but he's a lot easier to kill now.
Yeah.
And the way that I look at that, I feel like that same treatment should have been given to Magic, because the main difference was Panther is a lot harder to catch than Magic. The only difference between the two is he's harder to catch and she gets hella bonus health.
Yeah.
I feel like either how much health she gets needs to be toned down, or that damage kind of needs to be capped somewhere, because there's no reason for why a Magic can literally just take over an entire game and just shut everything down, because it's almost impossible to kill her.
Yeah, she's got stronger after the patch.
Yeah.
So they buffed Darkchild. So I agree. There's definitely some balancing changes I question a lot. There's definitely some that need some work. Like Black Widow, still the worst character in the game.
Oh my god.
There used to be Storm. Not no more.
Yeah. No.
Storm got the works this season.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I have such a great story about Black Widow. So I was playing some quick matches with High Ruler, and he chose her at a very inopportune time. And I'm like, I don't know about that. And he just sucked with her. And then we start the next match, and I had a New Year's resolution to be nicer to High Ruler. And I told him when
I don't
he
believe it.
auto locked Black Widow that I would break my truce, like I would break my my New Year's resolution already if he played as her and sucked, and he did. So now I no longer have to be nice to High Ruler.
Well, there you go. I mean, he did get a good clip out of it.
I don't know if I saw that one, but yeah, he was like chasing another Black Widow.
Yeah, he had a sequence where he was running from a Strange. He sniped the Black Widow that was shooting behind him, and then dodged the Strange ultimate, and then no scope killed Strange with a headshot.
Yeah, that's I think he was doing a lot of the fucking around, and we were the ones finding out.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool. It's cool because I did not like being nice to High Ruler.
Yeah, it doesn't suit you.
No.
but I think she still needs a lot of work. The low gang seems happy. Wolverine got a little bit more health. He got a little nerf to his damage reduction skill, but now he starts at 350 HP, just like Reed does, and his Feral Leap is a lot smoother. So it's a lot easier now for the low gang to kidnap your tank and murder them in a corner. So enjoy that tank mains.
Yeah, I already got Invisible Woman to captain. I've definitely been enjoying her. I'm getting used to playing as her. I do feel like her healing is a little inconsistent, but it's not even just about her healing. It's also about like her blocking. Like I spam the shield just as much as I do the heal. And sometimes obviously I try to like be a little bit more strategic about it, but I just don't love the fact that her like only way to heal herself is to go invisible, because there are times where like I have to like double jump to go invisible and just stand there, because like otherwise there's nothing I can do, you know? That's my only real complaint about her.
She takes a little more thinking, because like Luna, for example, just has a much easier time where you pop her ability, and she gets a boost of healing. She starts piercing, and she heals herself. And Dagger can heal if she's close while healing in that radius, because her attack daggers do AoE, and she can of course drop the bubble. Whereas with Sue, you have to either go invisible, pop your ultimate, or stand near one of the shields. So the easiest way is to kind of stand near one of the shields. So if you're by a teammate, you can like quickly put the shield near them so that you can get some passive healing there. But I do wish they lower the cooldown on the double jump. I feel like if that's her only like consistent option of escaping, like I feel like it should be at least cut in half.
Yeah, I feel like
to 3 seconds, because it's currently, because I believe, because I could look on the website right now, because usually in game it's usually like kind of like one number off, so to say, because it doesn't count like the time of activation. Right. It's always like right after. So if I'm right, it would go to 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's officially it's the cooldown listed as 6 seconds.
All right, yeah, so then it'll go to 3. I like it, but then that would also be kind of that would also be kind of like very annoying, specifically just because you got to remember her, like there's 2 ways for her invisibility to trigger. One of them is tied to the double jump.
Yeah, the other way is to just be AFK for 5 seconds.
Yeah, and giving her a 3 second cooldown on her jump, that essentially means, because it's like, I look at her the same way I look at people like Salah, for example, whereas if I know you're still near me, I just listen for the steps and I just start firing.
Yeah.
I just start turning and firing at the same time. Especially like with Strange, for example, because it's a burst shot. One of these shots are going to hit you, and that's going to tell me where you are. Now, that's going to make her. Well, I will say this on the positive side, it's definitely going to make diving her a lot more risky because every 3 seconds she's going to have a more than solid escape option.
Yeah.
And if you can't touch her, she's going invisible when she jumps.
Which actually makes Venom even more useful because if Venom dives and he uses his tentacles, Sue's invisibility is useless. It just completely shuts it down if you get hit by it.
Mm-hmm.
I just love knocking people off the map. I'm so mad. I was in a match earlier while I was waiting for the show to start, and I like forced a Thor off the map, and I thought if you press and hold the media button on the PlayStation controller, it would do a video, and it just did a screenshot. Like, I guess I didn't hold it long enough, but I was so annoyed because like I was like, it was such a good one. I've done it a few times, and it's just I just always wait for the setup, and I'm always trying to push them off the map.
You can use a replay system to find it in the game.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That's another great feature. I love their replay system. You can not only can you spectate your friends, you can like go through the history, watch the entire match. You can pause it, slow it down, zoom in, zoom out, move the camera all in different places. It's a really cool feature.
Cool. But yeah. I will say that there's definitely some. I will say this positive side that would make Sue like the strongest in terms of like self survivability and anti diving. That would easily make Sue the strongest support. That would easily make her the strongest strategist. But negative wise, like again, without somebody like Venom, for example, it's going to be very hard to keep track of her.
For sure. And I think it could work because it is great, but there are definitely times where you can still get her, especially with like AoE attacks, because as soon as she takes any damage, she reappears. Yeah, but she's definitely going to be able to do more because right now the problem with Sue right now is that it feels like if you catch her off cooldown, she's kind of screwed a little bit. Like if you double jump, and they take damage, it's like she's kind of in a tough spot. So what I did was that I rebinded the melee option to a face button so that I can so if I am in a situation where I'm getting pressed and I don't have the double jump available or the almighty push, I can just animation cancel attack with the projectile and melee combo to force push them back off the third hitter combo, and try to stall for a little bit. But I do feel like the cooldown is just a little too long.
She's a worse Psylocke. When you look at it, she's almost inherently a worse Psylocke because when Psylocke's invisible, if you tag her, it doesn't break her because it only lasts for about 2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But it doesn't break her invisibility. It's just you basically get I don't want to say after image, that's the one word. You basically get like a flash step image of where you get a flash step image of where she was at that exact spot in the exact time that you shot her. Yeah. And then she's invisible again until the duration is over. If anything, I would say maybe if they give Sue a smaller cooldown, I want to say they could maybe again give to her what they have with Psylocke, but in a sense, leaving what she already has would probably be the better option specifically just because, again, like I said with Psylocke, you hit her, you get a flash image, and then she's gone again. But you hit Sue, it's fully broken.
Yeah, I think it's because they base her invisibility off of Loki's, and so because for sake of balancing, because Loki heals while he's invisible, they gave him a long, and he creates a clone. They gave him a long cooldown, and they made it so that if he takes any damage, he comes out of it. Whereas Psylocke, she can reduce her own cooldowns, but she doesn't heal while she's invisible. So to balance that out, they allowed her to pretty much stay invisible even if she takes damage. So I feel like for Sue, you either leave the cooldown as it is, but let her stay invisible like Psylocke, but just have that after image, or you just lower her cooldown. I feel like that would make it better.
Or you could do it this way. You could drop it to 3 seconds, but reduce the amount of healing.
Reduce the amount of healing she gets. That could work. That could work too. Make it slower, or just less overall.
I do wish that her like attack and heal had more range, but it's like constantly going out and coming back, going out and coming back, and it doesn't go as far as I would like it to, which is unfortunate.
I feel like that's kind of fine the way it is, because you have to remember her shots are piercing, so they go through targets and allies.
Yeah, I think that's fine as is, especially because she does so much damage, so much healing per hit, and you can really like just multiply the damage and the healing if you're getting enemies stacked up and you're just getting the bounces going. So I think that's a fair trade-off, sacrificing a little bit of range for just the sheer amount of bullshittery she can do with that double fire.
I guess I just feel like sometimes I wish I could hit people when I'm like kind of isolated.
Yeah, it's 30 meters.
Yeah, I think 30 meters is enough for me. Like if I need to reach somebody, I just shield them. Like it's usually a flyer in the air. I'll use the shield, teleports to them instantly. Or if I'm trying to make a like a flank or something on an enemy, I'll double jump, go invisible, get closer, attack, then get out.
Plus, she can't crit either. She can't crit.
Yeah, she also can't crit. So yeah, I think it's pretty balanced. I like how they do it, but it's just that one thing, just that ability to trigger invisibility. I think they need to be worked. Otherwise, yeah, I think she's really strong. I think Reed's normal outside of his tank form attacks need a buff, because when he's not in his tank form, his damage is kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie.
There's something wrong with him. Like, I think there needs to be a higher cooldown on his tank form. I just feel like people go into that so fast.
Yeah,
and he has so much shield.
Yeah, that's the benefit. That's the benefit of it. Like, and maybe that was part of the balancing, because he has limited attack range, but he normally doesn't do a lot of damage, but he
can attack more than one person in one shot, because remember, he can drag his arm.
Yeah. The reason why he gets this so fast is there's a surefire combo that if you land can like easily get you into the tank form like in a few seconds. So if you know the combo, you can pretty much just always have the tank form
punch up
available. Yeah, it's melee, cancel, grab, and double dash melee, and you basically have enough for tank form.
Yeah, I find him to just be, it's stupid. They should just made him a tank.
He's good because he basically does. He's basically, if you want to play Reed correctly, the only way to play him is like as a tank. But I think it's good because he's really powerful. He can do some really cool stuff. But he still does need support. Like he can't go in there, again, 1-on-6 or anything like that.
No, that bonus health will get shredded.
Yeah, it'll go straight. Like, so if if he's the only tank, or your healers are trash, then he's not going to be nearly as effective.
Yeah.
But if he's off tanking next to like a Doctor Strange or a Magneto with the Wanda combo, even worse, and he's got like competent healers behind him, yeah, he can do some stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the Doomfish treatment, where later on at some point, and hopefully, it doesn't take a whole second goddamn game to make this happen, but he ends up getting moved from. Actually, no, I won't even say Doomfish. Then he would get the Symmetra treatment, where because Symmetra was initially support, and then she got moved over to DPS, and I believe some of her abilities like a teleporter got reworked. I would not be surprised if eventually Reed, after a whole lot of balancing and so on and so forth, he ends up just outright getting put as a tank. He gets set at the same. He gets set at the same health pool that I think Cap is at, which is the lowest health pool for a tank, and he still gets access to his bonus health, which would put him up to where Groot sits in terms of bonus health.
I think they're going to probably actually leave him as duelist, because I think the reason why they designed him this way is because of the philosophy they keep talking about, how they're not trying to be like other games. They don't want everyone to like religiously look at roles and think, okay, this character's this role, so they have to play like this and do like this. They want characters to be able to do multiple things, and they express that with Reed, where it's like, okay, he's a duelist, so for people who appeal that appeals to, but we're going to make him also be able to basically tank. So because part of the problem is that everyone wants to auto lock, for the most part wants to auto lock duelists, and unfortunately most of them suck at it. so by making the characters more versatile, that kind of eliminates or alleviates the pressure put on that the community is under when it comes to having certain team comps. If you have more characters that can sustain themselves or do multiple things, then it's not as bad. Like there's still a long way to go. You still need at least one tank. You still need multiple healers, at least two. Now the current meta is 3, but I think the Reed is definitely a step in the right direction in terms of their vision of characters who aren't completely defined by the role that they're assigned.
Yeah, this is definitely a good point. Like anybody that's good with Cloak and Dagger can go almost total DPS. I do like it sometimes though when there are 3 healers, because that exact thing. Like if you're playing Cloak and Dagger, you can maybe I play very aggressive in everything that I do, and I just can't do anything else. So that makes me feel like I have an opportunity to do a little bit more,
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger and Mantis are like the best DPS type healers that can appeal to. I think Cloak isn't better when it comes to the damage that Mantis could do, but Cloak and Dagger are better when it comes, I think, overall when it comes to healing, especially after.
She's good for burst damage. I'll give him that. Cloak is definitely good for burst damage because Veil of Darkness.
Yeah, that
one, it hits hard. 2, it applies vulnerability, so that person is taking increased damage from all sources for like 3 seconds. Because I mean I have Terror Cape, because like the base ability does 55 damage on hit, and then that's increased damage being taken for the next 3 seconds. Like because like on somebody like Luna, that's enough to damn near kill them from from full health. So
Sorry. Not
Perfect.
Alert for a second.
Perfect timing. I think Cloak. I love the changes, especially the swapping. One of my biggest complaints with the Cloak and Dagger last season was that it was really awkward to swap between the two, and it would often lead to you dying unnecessarily because of just how slow and awkward it was. So them making that smoother and quicker is definitely a big plus.
I wouldn't say this switch necessarily was my problem. I think it was more so I wanted to be able to use my abilities the second I switch, because it would be numerous times where like I would switch, but then I have to wait for that. I have to wait for that second to pass before I can use an ability, and that second is usually what ends up getting me fried.
Yeah.
So it's like because the switch is now apparently faster. Like if I'm getting pushed, I can get my teleportation off quick.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. Battle pass aggression. I feel I know Jay had a problem with battle pass aggression in the beginning of season 0. I honestly have not had any issues with the battle pass. I finished the season 0 pass in like literally like 7 days, and I kind of just play. I kind of just play the game. I do the dailies. I do the challenges pretty easily, especially now that they've made them even easier. And I periodically check how many chrono tokens I have, and then I'm like, oh, I have enough to get this, and I just keep going. Especially now that you have 3 months to finish it.
I just want stuff.
Yeah,
I do feel like I liked it when you were getting like 30 every 3 matches. I don't really see why they took that away, but
yeah, I understand. They're trying to incentivize people to stay on the game, or be like Caboose and just drop
the whole.
Just open your wallet and
yeah, I noticed he was playing with the Wolverine skin. And I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah, he bought it. He bought that.
I mean, hey, you know,
if this is Fortnite, Jay would have bought it.
I am in no position to criticize anybody 100%. For buying tiers. I bought a couple just to try. I figured out that you could you didn't have to get everything on each page. I just want to get the Namor skin, and then I don't care about the rest of the battle pass anymore. Like I just want to get that Namor one, and then like I'll just unlock everything fine. So I should be able to get Namor in like 2 or 3 days.
Oh yeah,
the way I've gotten it out. But like I bought enough to buy the ones where you get the blue and gold currency. So like I just bought those basically, and it's like I'm only getting like half basically. I don't know.
Yeah, but smart man. He's spending Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
Silly Eastwood. That money's not real.
But he's not the only one. I've seen a few people playing like those later skins, and it's crazy. You got Namor on the battle pass already. I love that skin, and I don't remember who it was. Somebody said they didn't like the crown, but that's Namor. That's the Submariner, you know. I think we forget that he's the Submariner. Like True. They've almost taken that name away from him.
Yeah, I might go for that one. I really love the Adam Warlock skin. I love that we got the Loki one right away. I mean, that might
Moon Knight is awesome.
Yeah, I got the Moon Knight already, and the Loki one you got immediately, and I think that's my favorite one.
I just think it's wild that that Greek wasted hours of his life on me, just so I could like never wear the gold Moon Knight skin, because True. Hour 1 of the battle, like literally minute 1 of the battle pass, I got that black and red, the moon, the black moon or red moon Knight skin, and it's just my go-to.
I haven't actually worn it yet. I've been wearing the rank reward Moon Knight whenever I do hop on him.
It's like there's something about the black. It's like not just like a pure black. It's like a matte black, so it like hits a little bit different. And then red's my favorite color, so just adding that extra red is like super cool. Oh, yeah, I just love it.
It looks tremendous. He looks great, and Jay actually doesn't suck on Moon Knight.
I've had some good matches, man. My best kill streak last season, I went 30-0 one match with Moon Knight, and I'm so mad because like I could have kept getting kills. And then I think I think my best kill streak so far is 22, and I was annoyed because I died and I shouldn't have. But yeah, like I really enjoy Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight's my favorite character in the game.
Yeah, I started out playing a lot of Moon Knight, but I started gravitating towards different roles. I ended up playing a lot of Moon Namor as just like in the beta, but I also played and Penny just like in the beta, but I ended up really putting the most time on Cloak and Dagger.
I threw out some fake news. I for some reason didn't see the Doom mode in the regular playlist options, and I thought the only way you could do it was in practice, which I thought was weird. So like I did a practice round, and it's 45 minutes is the timer. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I did the 5 transports that you need for the quest, and I left the match, and I didn't get credit for it. So I'm like, damn, well, you got to get 50 kills. What did I do wrong? So I went back. Maybe I have to like stay for the whole match. So I went in and stayed for an entire 45-minute match, got the 50 kills, and then as I came out of it, got no credit for anything whatsoever. And that's when I saw it was on the main menu. I rage tweeted about it and then realized that I was just in practice. But the annoying part is the people that were in the practice mode, there was somebody that had like a grandmaster icon, and like they were sweatier than the actual game mode.
Yeah, the actual game mode was pretty good. First of all, a classic Boomer J.
Yeah, I deserve that.
Not knowing where the not thinking to check game modes first. But I played a couple. I usually play Reed when I do the Doom matches. I feel like he's kind of like one of the best picks you could get. Iron Man is a pretty cheesy pick as well.
I found Penny to be cheesy, and that's who I use.
Yeah, you use Penny. I like Reed because I like to quickly move around, go one and just 1v1 people, and I can hit like a wide variety of people. Like even if someone is like playing Iron Man like a coward, I can I can still jump up in the air and catch them.
See, here's what I do: is there's like a portal into the back alley and the back of the house, and right next to it is like a health pack. So I literally just put her little thing down right by the portal and just keep spamming her little mines. And like people keep trying to come after me, but I'm standing on a health pack and just spamming the mines. And like I got like 50 kills so fast that way. Cheesy. I also saw somebody in that sweaty practice mode that just put it on the top of the Sanctum Sanctorum and just sat there and waited for people to come up there, because they would instantly take damage to a mine, whether they portaled or like jumped up there, and then they would just sit there and wreck them. It was like kind of cheap, but whatever. But I'd never played Penny before until I started playing her on that, and she's interesting. I see why people like her.
Yeah. I think she was my second most played in season 0. Because they're just like, once you learn how to play Penny on the right map, she's just extremely oppressive. Like for one, players don't pay attention. They don't shoot the spider bot machine,
right?
And then even when they know they have to shoot the spider bot machine, Penny and your team could apply so much pressure. It's kind of hard to get in to this one to try to destroy spider bot machine without like exploding. And it's a great counter to Black Panther and Wolverine and Iron Fist. I love swapping the Penny and just watching a Wolverine player rage as he explodes while trying to tackle me.
Apparently it's Miller's birthday.
Yeah, I dropped a reply to his tweet wishing Miller a happy birthday.
I just saw that.
So Greek, what do you think of have you put any hours on Reed this season or Susan?
Sue, I would say I think at this point I've put more in on Sue than I have Reed. They're both good characters. I look at Reed as more. Reed is at his best when he's being annoying, in the sense of whenever I primarily lose or like I'm feeling oppressive, it's usually because Reed is right next to either Strange or Strange in the cap. I have like, as a frontline character, I'm used to like the tanks like trying to essentially push me down and wear me down to make me back off. And it's like, it's not a problem. However, there are games now where it's like it's become more difficult playing tank when, for example, I have a strange and a Thor. Now you add Reed into the mix. Shields don't do anything against melee hits.
Nope.
So I'm constantly backing up. I'm taking hits from both Reed and Thor, but I'm trying to keep the shield up so that who's ever behind me can't get shot. And it's just like all of that damage is being applied up front and it coming from Reed. And again, like Jay said earlier, him getting his inflated form very quickly. Yeah, Reed. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's the best DPS, but I feel like you could make a legitimate argument for Reed easily being like one of the more oppressive DPS.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can absolutely just plow through an entire team with Reed, in that tank mode.
With Sue, like I said this from jump, Sue's never going to be the best healer.
No.
As a off healer though, I think Sue's great because again, she heals twice off of one shot. She can actually heal pretty decently. Not only can she help herself with getting dive, but she can also help with repositioning. Because like for example, if somebody calls out an enemy that's weak, Sue can easily just pull them back in so they can finish the kill. Or if she see that somebody needs help, she can usually just push somebody away. Not to mention the orb that definitely does a fair amount of damage. I think Sue is a great off healer. We'll probably have to like wait as like the season progresses more to see like what things really stack up because every mid season they're going to be dropping the win rates, pick rates, and loss rates for characters. So I feel like once mid season gets here, we're probably going to see where Sue stacks up there. But out of all of the strategists that's currently in game, I personally would feel comfortable with putting Sue in the top 5 because like the first 3 spots are still going to Luna Mantis and Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
Though like the 4th and 5th spot, that can honestly be interchangeable. Depending on who you want to put in that spot. Adam is definitely decent. You know how to use him. Jeff, a lot of people think Jeff isn't really that great of a character. I don't think he's bad. I just think like it's outside of his ultimate, he's a bit easy to be countered now.
Yeah, I think my problem I think Jeff is currently the worst healer in the entire game, and by like a wide margin. If I'm he's very popular in low elo, very low elo because you know his ultimate's a meme, and like you don't really see a lot of Jeffs in higher elo because he just doesn't do enough to keep the team alive. It's very clear when you have a Jeff in your back line and the other team has like Luna, Cloak, and Dagger. Like the amount of healing is just night and day. Like it's not even close. Like I think Jeff actually would be a really good third healer because he's actually one of the best flankers in the entire game. I usually do this when I'm with a team and I know we're about to lose. I know we're just going to lose the match from the very beginning because the last person locks DPS instead of giving us like a extra support or something we need, and then my suspicions are confirmed. Like the team within the first 30 seconds, indeed, team's terrible. So we're not going to have the healer. So what I'll do is I'll swap the Jeff and just practice my flanking. And he's a real problem as a flanker because you can't see him or really hear, like when he dives underground, you can so easily sneak up on people. Because the best thing about Jeff is that he has a lot of damage. He has no fall off, so you could be like as far back as you want and just get a good off angle and just start launching shots and with no damage fall off. I picked up like easy 20 kills earlier just hard flanking with Jeff, and like you can just stack some bubbles near you. So if they do try to dive you off the point, you can just swim through the bubbles, and you're gone. There's nothing you can, there's nothing you I got there was a Hawkeye who was sniping from a perch on the Wakanda map, and I just swam up the wall as soon as he ulted and just assassinated him and just swam back down. It's so funny. I think that's where Jeff would actually shine. If you have two good healers like a Mantis and a Luna or something like that combo, and just have Jeff as like a third or fourth option, and have him do a lot of flanking. I think that could be really good, because you really need a defensive ultimate in the current meta. That's why I think Rocket's also pretty bad. Like he has a lot. He's great at escaping. He can put out a lot of healing by just throwing those orbs out. He's got the single revive, but you really need a defensive ult. And if you only have two healers and one of them is Rocket, I feel like you're going to struggle against a good team, because a typical Rocket game is like 2 kills, 1,000 damage, 30 assists, and like 40,000 healing.
It's funny because like in the beta and the alpha, I feel like I used Rocket like extensively, and I don't think I've really used him much at all.
I was the same way. I got the gold with Rocket in the beta. I played a lot of Rocket, but after the season launch, I just feel like whenever I play Rocket, my biggest issue with Rocket, apart from him not having defensive ult, is that I feel like in the current meta, Rocket is only useful if your team is really good. Like the reason why I love a character like Cloak and Dagger is not only can they do a ton of healing, and they got the great defensive ult to keep your team alive, or in their case push for damage as well, but they can also contribute with DPS. I think those are what the best strategists can do. They can actually get kills, and I feel like Rocket is overly reliant on his team to be competent at getting kills. Now, if you have a competent team, that's why I think he's good as a third healer. Like he can provide a lot of value as a third healer. But if you only have two healers and he's one of them, if your DPS is not cracked, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to have a really hard time. As a Mission Rocket. That's why I hope they rework his ultimate so that it like gives some way to like help your team gain health, because I feel like that's kind of essential.
I hope they rework Thor.
Yeah, he got some minor buffs. He got more health. He can't be CC'd out of his ultimate anymore. Honestly, I think Thor is good. I don't think he's great, but after learning how to play him, I think he's good. I think he's definitely firmly in that off tank role, because he definitely doesn't have great sustain. There are way better vanguards than him at taking damage, but he can be surprisingly tanky in the right situations if you play him right, without even just completely relying on a healer to pocket you. But yeah, it's still he's no Reed for sure.
It's just annoying. It's just annoying to me because like you look at all the other tanks and I hear everybody say, oh no, you can't do anything to change Thor or else it'll be OP. But then I watch Doctor Strange hold up like a shield for like 80% of the match and you can't do anything. Okay. And that's not overpower. And then I see him do his ult that basically knocks everybody out of their body that's anywhere near him. And there's almost nothing you can do. All right. And then I watch like Venom be able to bounce around the map, have all this overshield, have all this range on his melee attack. Okay. And then I watch Magneto. Okay. So you can only throw Thor's hammer a couple times. All right. But Magneto, if you team up with Scarlet Witch, can sit here and throw swords every 20 seconds, like nonstop. And then I watch like Captain America, like be able to do all this.
Run around and do nothing.
So Thor, on top of being incredibly slow, if you want to dive with him, you are almost sacrificing his only ranged attack. If you don't have a healer that can let you get close enough to somebody, then you can't hit them at all, because even if you dive, all right, cool, then now I can't do anything ranged. All right, his swing isn't enough. And then the other thing is that, like, because he's so slow, all somebody has to do is back up, and there's almost nothing you could do. So it's like, sure, there are scenarios.
I disagree with that part. I think Thor can be really oppressive when chasing someone down because of the hammer twirl.
Like, all you have to do is just spam it like countless times. Yeah, because a Thor will walk me down, and just as I'm making space, they'll just spam the hammer spin, and you don't have to charge it up to go far. It will, like, all you have to do is just hold it for like half a second, and then boom, he's right back in your face.
I think it's like 10 meters uncharged or something crazy.
Yes,
it's really good. It costs you one hammer to use it, but you can close the distance so fast. As soon as you land a melee hit, which is pretty much guaranteed unless you just completely miss your mark, you get the Odin force right back. So
not to mention the barrier, that's also going to give you more hammers back depending on how many people you hit, and it's already a guaranteed one. So that's two guaranteed hammers.
And a plus slow. I think for Thor, what I would, if I was proposing some buffs, I would give him a little more damage reduction, some form of damage reduction. Maybe when he's inside of the
he already has damage. Is it damage reduction or is it just bonus health?
He gets bonus health. He gets when he goes to the super, when he goes Super Saiyan, he gains 200 HP. That's he gains 1 HP. He gets a 100 HP bump every time he uses an ability, and he gains 200 when he goes Super Saiyan. But if when he does like the lightning dome, if that gave him like damage reduction while inside of it, I think that would be pretty cool. And I also would like them to like improve his like hammer throw, like the actual throw, not the flying movie does, like the actual throw, because as a ranged option, it's probably the worst attack in the entire game, and it's literally only useful as a actual melee attack. Like even though it's supposed to be ranged, like the only actual way to get value out of it is if you get up close and personal, and then animation cancel it into your melee hit to do like a nice burst damage, because otherwise it's a completely useless attack apart from just proccing yourself to get some bonus health. But again, it's something you don't want to do unless you're like literally right in front of someone so you can get your Odin force back. So and I would give his ultimate a little bit more. I would give his ultimate a damage buff. I like that he can't be CC'd out of it, but I think it should do more damage on the crash down.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is that you like look at some of these other ults, like Wanda's
always horrible.
Right, but like it's still like it's a guarantee kill if it goes off. Like, I feel like if you're in the circle and it crashes down, you should die. Period.
Yeah, yeah, I do think it should do more damage. I wouldn't compare it to Wanda's ult because it even though it does a lot of damage, it's literally one of the worst ults in the entire game. But I do think he should do a bit more damage with his ultimate. But otherwise, I wouldn't change. Otherwise, I would like just give him a better ranged option. But other than that, I think he's pretty good. More damage reduction, more damage on his ult, and a better ranged attack. And I think he's golden.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, it's about the time. I have to get ready to head out.
Yep, he's got a feet pick photo shoot. Can't miss it.
Thank you for having me on. As always, I enjoyed my time here talking, some good old Marvel rivals, and just I'm not gonna say it's not my joke, but I'm also not gonna repeat it because it's about California being on fire right now, and while it is very outrageous, it is very funny.
I mean, now you have to say it. You can't just say, "Oh, I got this great joke." It's outrageous. It's crazy.
The
And then
Mexican demographic are going to have the biggest contract of their lives.
oh, that wow, that's dark. Holy shit.
They're going to rebuild all of LA.
I mean, you're not wrong, but holy shit.
I see. I said it was a wild joke.
Just glad the white guy didn't say it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jay's been trapped long enough to know what what not to say. What he can get away with. I've trained him well.
Greek, I would just like to thank you for being more than just a regular black guy.
Sounds weird coming from you.
Well, so all right, we got the approval from the California Mexicans, so
Yep.
we're clear.
We're all good. Can't cancel us.
All right. I gotta head out. I'll see you guys. Thank you, chat, for enjoying me. Make sure to follow, like, and subscribe to both of these two wonderful guys' this channel.
They already are.
Especially King Greek.
They already are. Just subscribe to Greek.
Yeah.
We're famous enough. Subscribe to Greek.
Yeah.
Thanks, all right, I'll see you guys.
All right, my friend. That is the great King Greek.
I cannot emphasize enough that, like, when I jumped in to his stream, when you guys, I could hear you in the background barely. He needs to work on his balance on his game audio and voice chat, because there were times I couldn't hear him at all. But
yeah,
like, the run he was on was diabolical, and I'm just like, good God, because like I play with him all the time, and like you see him doing it, but it's not the same as watching him do it.
Oh,
and like he is ridiculous.
I had some monster games too while we were on that run. Like I must have missed it. I was on, yeah, of course. I was on Cloak and Dagger. I think I had one game where I had like 30 kills, almost 40 assists, and over 40,000 healing.
Yeah.
We were doing some numbers, yeah, but we had a couple. Yeah, we overall I climbed. I got to gold 1, but Greek dropped down to plat 3 because we had some unfortunate riffraff throwing our games. We actually had the classic. You mentioned the crash out. We had the classic scenario where we had DPS who couldn't get a kill and were completely terrible, and then of course immediately blamed the healers, of which I was one. And I glanced down at my stats. Wow, this person, I think he was literally like 1 for 10 at that point. We were on the Tokyo map trying to push the convoy. We were just literally in the first part trying to push the convoy, and he was like 1 for 10, and I was already at 11,000 healing. And he said our healers are trash.
I'm glad I have game chat turned off.
It can be a blessing. Like I like when I'm playing comp, I like to have it so because I like to communicate, even though the majority of people in comp don't communicate on mic, which partially makes it one of the reasons why solo queuing is so hard, because no one is ever on mic in responding to comms. But times like this when not usually it's like, okay, they're trash, but they're not talking out loud. But they're trash and also talking out loud and also have no idea what they're talking about. Because the reason why we were struggling is because not only were the DPS trash and just had no idea what they're doing, Greek was the only tank, and he was getting dived by their Doctor Strange and their Hulk, and I think they might have had a read too. But as he mentioned, Doctor Strange is great at blocking projectiles, he can't block melee. So what happens is he would be shielding us, the healers who are actually carrying, and he would be getting punched in the face by the Hulk over and over again. And our DPS would literally, we even had a Wolverine, and our DPS, including our Wolverine, who's like an anti-tank character, were just scratching their ass and dying somewhere else and just not contributing, and just watching Greek get 2-on-1. So then they get by Greek, and then the healers have to fight Hawk and Doctor Strange by themselves while the DPS are off doing who knows what, complaining about not getting heals.
Yeah. I always have to like say when I'm playing, like when I'm calling out heals, I'm not complaining about the healers. I'm just trying to announce it, but I do it very panicked, so it sounds bad. It's like heals, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know.
Oh my God, oh my God.
That was a verbatim quote.
Yeah.
It was actual game audio. But yeah, like, but I mean, it's also weird. Like, I feel like I don't feel guilty when I do DPS now, like especially in quick play, because like I know, like I have Sue at captain, I have Mantis at captain, I have Cloak and Dagger at Lord, I have Jeff at captain. I mean, I've done my time as a healer, you know. I just want to get Moon Knight to Lord next. I'm like 180 points away from Centurion.
Ooh.
So
and then I'm gonna try to get Reed to Lord first.
Yeah. I mean, I right now, like when I heal, I've just been trying to play Sue, just because like I do enjoy her. Not like I actually use her like blue suit, like that 600 V-Buck blue suit is like,
it's really
I think so much better than Malice.
I won't go that far, but but I do have, I got it both for Reed and Sue. I do like them. When I want to switch things up,
I've literally never worn the white suit in a match.
Same. As soon as I got the game, as soon as I got the update, I immediately put on the Maker and the Malice suit, and then I didn't take them off until I got the blue variants.
I did not get I did not get the Maker suit. I don't know why. Like I read that book. That was the more recent Secret Wars and like the Battle World thing. The one where Dr. Doom was God Emperor Doom.
How can you not support the game that you love?
Well, I mean, listen, I bought Malice, you know, I bought those other two suits, you know.
But you didn't buy the Maker? How do you not buy the Maker?
I don't know. There's something about it. It doesn't really like hit for me.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
Also, I just don't see myself using Reed that much. Like, I don't know. I just don't enjoy. I played him a few matches. I didn't really enjoy him.
Once I got accustomed to Reed and learned the combo, he's so much fun to play.
That was one of my things I didn't love about Marvel Future Fight, is it almost feels like you have to like play a certain way.
oh no, poor Hoarder.
Yeah. I don't know. Like in Future Fight, it almost felt like you have to do these rotations, otherwise you can't play the character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't like the idea that like you have to play a certain way and do a certain rotation in order for the character to be viable. I like to be chaotic and just go with the flow. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Because like I feel like if you're not like doing the right rotation with Reed so that you're constantly big boy, you know, it's, I don't know, like not great.
Yeah, he's actually, yeah. I don't have an issue with playing like I understand it's a PvP hero shooter. The game is balanced a certain way. The characters are designed a certain way, and I have no problem playing them optimally because I'm ultimately trying to win the game. But I only have issue if I think a character's like balancing could be improved or their design could be improved based on what their role is supposed to be. Otherwise, yeah, I'm generally fine. Like once I figure out the optimal way to play a character, I actually find it more fun because once you master the play style, then you can start experimenting with different things. But first, you gotta learn the rules. That's how jazz works. You learn the rules so you can break them. That's what I do with the characters. But it works out for me. Like Reed is a lot more fun actually when you're constantly in take take mode because what happens is you now know you have that option in the back of your mind. You're like, okay, if I can evaluate the situation because I know that if like anything happens, I can do this quick combo and I'm hulking out like a event. Like now, if I'm Reed and the other team has a Venom, I'm not scared of Venom. I want the Venom to dive in. I want the smoke.
Did you see the NFL playoff? Well, first of all, Marvel Rivals has taken over. Okay.
Oh yes, Marvel Rivals. We didn't even mention it, but season 1 of Marvel Rivals. Not only has Marvel Rivals. It was funny. Like there was Dextro did a tweet where it said Marvel Rivals had retained. Oh, that's actually funny.
Yeah, they did this for the NFL playoffs. They have like that. This is how popular Marvel Rivals is. It's literally everywhere.
It's literally Fortnite. It's massive. Like it's so bad. So yeah, Dextro did a tweet where they were like, "Oh, Marvel Rivals impressively retain 90% of their player base from launch." And then Paul Tassi did a quote tweet with the updated figure from season 1 that shows they had passed 500,000 concurrents on Steam, and he said 120% of their launch players, which is it's insane. Like that means they have more. They had over 20 million players in the first 2 weeks of launching this game, and now they have more.
It's kind of crazy looking at this picture though. Like, first of all, they got the wrong Iron Fist, but I understand they're trying to get somebody with the Green Bay Packers.
I don't know any of these people, by the way.
Okay, so this is Stroud, the quarterback for the Houston Texans. This is the quarterback for the Chargers.
Who's Wolverine?
Wolverine is
number 26.
26. Oh, that's Saquon Barkley, I think, from the Eagles, maybe.
It looked like
they have 2 Eagles, but that's somebody from the Lions.
Yeah, it's a light blue jersey. I know the Eagles had those alternatives.
No, that's the Lions. My bad. That's the NFC side. Because the Eagles up here is I think that's Smith, the wide receiver. Jordan Love, the quarterback for the Packers. You got Sam Darnold from the Vikings. You got Jalen, the quarterback for the Commanders.
Who the fuck are the Commanders?
They used to be the Redskins.
I thought they changed them back to the Redskins.
No, it's still racist. It turns out.
Oh, it's fine.
Mike Evans, wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm so out of it. I don't know any of these people.
I'm
not at all.
Oh, it's AJ Brown. Yeah. Okay, so it's Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, you must know who he is.
I heard.
From the Chiefs.
Is Patrick Mahomes? No, that's I was thinking of. I've heard of Mahomes. Apparently, only because it's good. I every time I think of the Chiefs, I think of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, this is Lamar Jackson from the Baltimore Ravens. Probably going to be the NFL MVP.
Don't know.
If not him, it's the dude from Buffalo over here, who I hate. I can't stand him. Fuck him. This guy right here is actually engaged to Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, I saw JD. I just saw a video DDG. I just saw a video pop up on my timeline on Twitter. he was apparently he was I think he was with Haley. He was live streaming, and this really nice woman walked up with a bouquet of flowers for Haley, and
How can I hate Josh Allen? Easy. I'm a Patriots fan. I am
Josh
a
Allen.
notorious hater. Hold on. 26 Detroit. I can't tell Detroit. Oh, it's the running back Gibbs. Something Gibbs.
Josh Gibbs, Johnny Gibbs,
Lions. Jamar. Jahmyr.
I have no fucking idea who that is.
Yeah, well, his name is Jamar Gibbs. Jahmyr.
I feel like you're making up some of these names.
Okay, well, let me show you.
I feel like when Jay talks about NFL players, I feel like he must feel when I'm talking about anime.
Yes. I mean that is the spelling of a name. There it is, 26 Gibbs.
Because I used to be a huge football fan, but I completely stopped following football like five or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm totally out of it.
Oh, it is definitely like that Key and Peele sketch. Yeah.
When it comes, if you talk football, if you're talking about like older players, I'll know what you're talking about. But anything happening currently, I have no fucking idea unless it crosses over in the pop culture. Yeah, just like Jay with anime. We start talking anime. He can't tell Luffy from Goku.
Well, I just thought that you would appreciate anyway the image, and
I did appreciate it, and Marvel Rivals, big deal.
No, 20. It's Eastwood. It's AFC and NFC. Let me bring it back up. Okay, the Chargers was their quarterback. Why can't I think of their quarterback's name? Look,
you're supposed to be the football expert here.
Yeah,
Jay.
this is the NFC and this is the AFC. So their Chargers right here. This is the Lions. That's Jamar Gibbs because he's got the dreads too. So Eagles, Packers, Lions, Vikings.
I just see
Commanders,
Wolverine,
Bucks,
Wolverine, Hawkeye,
Justin Herbert,
Doctor Strange, Magneto, Iron Man, Black Panther, Star-Lord, Spider-Man, Captain America. Hulk.
Yeah, so it's definitely I thought it was the Chargers at first too, but that's definitely the Lions.
Yeah.
So
speaking of stuff that's incomprehensible to someone here, Sakamoto Days just made its debut on Netflix, and it is definitely going to be a contender for anime of the year already. I can already tell. For all you anime enjoyers in manga heads in chat, it's based on it's on Netflix right now. If you watch with a VPN set to Japan, you can watch the second episode right now. Otherwise, you have to wait until next Saturday. But it's based on an extremely popular manga about a retired super assassin who meets a nice woman, falls in love, quits being an assassin, has a kid, gets married, and opens a convenience store. But
that's the live action thing, right?
It's anime, pure anime.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of some show that has the guy. I don't know. That doesn't matter.
But you'll probably like this one. Not only does it have that cool premise, with a kind of like the John Wick vibe thing, except he literally has superhuman abilities, but it's in dub, so no subtitles for you. It's
Now, did I hear you say you liked a show called Solo Leveling?
Yes, Solo Leveling. I watched. So it made its debut last week, but because Solo Leveling is so good, I like to wait. I waited an extra week because I knew when I watched the first episode, I was going to immediately want to watch another one. I like to give myself like a little marathon.
This is my friend Elise, and this is her cosplay for it. It means nothing to me. Does that look right? It might be a work in progress.
Definitely a work in progress, but it's coming along. I think is that supposed to be his Dark Monarch summon? It looks like it.
I don't know, but she's
great.
like a ridiculous cosplayer. I met her at Mortal Kombat.
I'm telling your wife.
She really wants to meet my wife. She's very excited. I met her and her boyfriend at Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I didn't know Jay was that freaky. Holy.
No, shut up.
Swing. I know you were a swinger. Oh.
No, but she's like, I wish I could find her. Like her Mortal Kombat stuff is like sick.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's actually really good.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Yeah, but if she watches Solo Leveling, definitely bonus points in my book. She's a fan. If you haven't already, definitely check out the new season of Solo Leveling. The first few episodes are fucking cinema. Holy shit! Some of the best action scenes I've ever seen in my life. just unbelievable. Almost sounds like Ninja Kamui. Yeah. The retired. In a way, like kind of two retired ninjas. Except Sakamoto Days is played more like a comedy. It's like an action comedy. It's got great action, but it's also a comedy. Like Sakamoto was this like super over the top, powerful assassin that just mowed through everybody, and then he retires, has a kid, and gets like really fat, but he's still ridiculously OP. But he's like all about just kind of hanging out, occasionally suppressing his murderous urges, but just running his convenience store with his family, eating cups of ramen, just helping around the neighborhood, just a good dad, good family man, good all around dude. But now assassins are trying to come for him because as someone who watched genre, some of the rules of the world, Jay. You can't quit the organization.
Yeah. I know we typically shy away from leaks and stuff. But I do want to talk about some of the stuff that's going around with Marvel Rivals.
I mean, I think we're literally not allowed to talk about leaks.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to say anything specific, but I don't buy it.
You don't? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. There was a new leak about certain characters.
Right. And here's my thing, okay? They were very specific. And listen, they might be blowing smoke, but they were very specific with us that it was 4 characters in this super season, this jumbo season.
Right.
And then there's going to be 2 characters a season. If that, there's no way they have like 3 years worth of characters already in the game files.
Oh, definitely not. And I can ask Miller about what they have. So I know the official, like what's actually been mined, legitimately been mined. There's currently 33 on the. There's a 33 at launch. There's going to be 37 at the end of season 1 once the rest of Fantastic Four come out. And I think there was like 6 more characters that were mined. I think it was like 6. And this next batch, I'm definitely skeptical. I'm generally skeptical of any leak if it doesn't come from Miller.
Right.
Especially if it's not like explicitly.
But some of those characters make absolutely no sense. Like even Jeff, like they can't be like, there's so many super popular Marvel characters for them to be doing Paste Pot Pete. Like, I just don't buy it. I don't, and I just think it would be like a waste.
Goes like, I in general be very skeptical of leaks, but Miller is out of the leaking business, and unless it's like actual data mine, like we actually see evidence, I'm not buying it. There are a lot of channels that, and we saw with the last with the leaks around the secret meeting that we had, where they gave us a season 1 preview. We saw with how people were reporting on it that these people aren't really like that reliable because they didn't even have the date, the times right on the season 1 trailer, and that was literally posted on on the official Twitter account, and they still got that wrong.
But not only that, one of the other let me go to my Discord. Somebody in my Discord posted like one of those like accounts is trying to actually pretend like they found something about PvE. And I'm like, they have been at like Danny like is insulted. It almost feels like if you ask him about PvE, he's like, no.
They've made it very clear. Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of leakers that are just making stuff up for clout.
Yeah.
So as always, only trust like official, sources or content creators that are affiliated. If they're telling you something, in particular, if a content creator is officially telling you something, then they have permission, they have insight. If they're actually partnered with the rivals. But yeah, I definitely would say take these anonymous leak Twitter accounts with a grain of salt, unless they have like actual evidence, because a lot of them are just making shit up for
like that. But it's just wild to me that like they're literally doing, like, even if we say they do one jumbo season and then 3 2-character seasons, the amount of characters they've said they've confirmed to find are like, it has them into year 3, like well into year 3. And there's no way there's that many characters in the game files.
Oh, definitely not. I think there's probably like, including if we're including Torch and Thing, there's probably like maybe 8, I would guess, that are in active development. So I would definitely be super skeptical. I think they are going to stick to their cadence of like 2, probably 3 at most per season, because they wanted to give us a ton of characters out of the gate, but then to kind of slow it down to a more sustainable pace, so they can keep up the quality, not be pressed and everything like that. I think that's fine. The amount of Sue Storm fan I've seen on Twitter, fan art or fans. I've seen a lot of both. a lot of spicy Sue Storm fan art going around Twitter right now.
No, I just happened to see something. Heard Thor is getting a J-Shock last skin. Dude, I hope it looks like that guy right there.
That'd actually be insane.
Just somebody sent me like a video of this intersection in Worcester where I live, where like I drive through all the time, and apparently a video caught all the manhole covers exploding off and like shooting up into the air. Yeah, it was weird.
Wow.
Yeah, it missed every car, thankfully, because there were a lot of cars driving through. It's like literally in downtown Worcester, which is now the 3rd biggest city in New England. Used to be 2nd, but
jeez, that's so random.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, so kind of wild to see, because like literally, it's like 8 miles from my house. I drive by it all the time to get downtown.
Indeed. So, Jay, are you sad about us not getting another live service game based on a popular IP? This one, Transformers.
I am actually, because I was really looking forward to that. It looked really cool. I love Transformers. I love Transformers games. You can see my Lego Optimus Prime.
You actually had there some of the biggest videos on your channel, actually, you covering Transformers games.
Yeah, there was actually a point in time where there were people that knew me for Transformers games as much as anything else.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. I think Lejeune actually said once to me that he remembered watching some of my Transformer videos back in the day when he was like 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, which is actually not. It's not that wild of a thing to say.
That's actually accurate.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
man,
it's sad. Like, obviously they didn't give a reason, and I hope they publicly, but and I hope they don't have the layoffs aren't too bad. Obviously they're going to have some because that's just generally what happened. Like, I'm hearing there's been news about Rocksteady layoffs, but they're kind of the same news story over and over again. Like, they're having layoffs QA department, because what happens when you make a live service game, it's a big project. It's a lot, requires a lot of manpower. They tend to do a lot of outsourcing these days at AAA studios, or hiring contract workers. And if the live service game is no longer happening, then you don't need those, contract and whatever positions anymore. So redundancies will happen. I don't know. It is weird, because games like this usually, if they fail after they launch, but they don't get canceled. Like, because it felt like there was would be a lot of momentum. Like, they announced it and then they immediately announced the beta, so we thought, oh, this is going to be. So this was going to sound like it was going to be like a Marvel Rivals situation before Marvel Rivals, but then the game just never took off, and I kind of feel like it may have been like a studio size issue. I think what probably happened is that, and I don't have any inside information on this, but I'm just speculating based on what I've read about what was going on. I feel like maybe this was a situation where they were too ambitious, and their studio just didn't have the resources to support a live service Transformers game, and like they went for it, and they realized, oh, we don't have enough manpower. We're not getting enough. We don't have enough funding. They probably reached out, couldn't find enough funding sources to get the full team, and they just had to pull the plug and refocus their efforts on the other stuff they work with, because they're also making a game with Shroud and Sacral. It's an open world survival AAA survival game. So the studio's not shutting down, but no Transformers game for us. And I got which sucks. I think they definitely, because I was looking at their resume, and based on what they've done, I feel like it's weird that they would reach for a live service game, because even Naughty Dog, huge company, lots of employees, great track record, a lot of access to Sony bucks. Even they were like, a live service game, that's just too much. Like, that was going to take too much of our time and resources. We want to just make single player games that people are going to hate from the opening trailer.
They did Brink. That's right.
Yeah, they did Brink. They did Arkham Origins multiplayer. They did that Wolfenstein game. Like, they're not like Marvel Rivals makes sense for NetEase, because NetEase is a huge studio. Like, they're a massive studio. They're basically a publisher.
Yeah,
and
I remember Brink. My buddy DJ Chrome swore that was going to be like the next huge game,
and it was not.
And then I remember seeing it at PAX East and playing it and being like, and then I bought it day one because of him, and we played it, and it was just bad. Yeah,
I think reaching for a live service transfer game for them was a huge mistake. They probably should. Transformers is good. I think they should reach for something smaller scale, smaller story driven game, maybe have some co-op in there. And then if the game is a big hit, do it like kind of a Space Marine 2, like a scaled down Space Marine 2, co-op Transformers game. And then if it's big, you expand on it.
I think if what Hodor is saying is true, I know Hasbro's kind of like not doing super great compared to how they used to be. I'm shocked because like Hasbro, I have heard stuff like that about before, that they're like, they try to like get as much money out of their IPs as they can.
Yeah,
but also like their gaming sector, like their like video game sector has not been great. Like their G.I. Joe output has not been great.
True.
Like they haven't had a good Transformers game in a long time. I mean, I'm not counting the mobile games because I don't know how those do generally, but they keep trying to pump them out and they don't do much, I don't think.
I mean, if they're constantly putting out new ones, they can't be having much turnover if they're
yeah. So I don't know, man. Like I just feel like it should be so much easier to make a good GI Joe game and a good Transformers game. And since High Moon did theirs, like nothing, you know. And I don't think there's ever been a good GI Joe game.
Yeah, I think that definitely comes down to hopefully the Snake Eyes game in development ends up being good, but there's definitely probably something going on at the corporate, because Transformers is still a popular IP. Like obviously Transformers 1 didn't do the numbers that they expected, but I mean the Michael Bay ones still I've checked out on them, but they still have an audience. A lot of people still like Transformers, and I feel like a video game for them is like a slam dunk. Like people love those old games.
Yeah, the High Moon games were fantastic. I thought they sold well back then.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and of course, plus we had those reports that Activision was working to relist some of those old Transformers games in addition to some of the old Marvel games.
Yeah.
There's got to be some kind of demand.
Yeah, I'm going to take my union mandated pee break. I'll be right back.
Yes, we support unions here. Very pro union. All right, we're gonna crush the union. No more pee breaks for Jay. That's how it is. But now that Jay's gone, I can talk about anime. How good Sakamoto Days. I didn't dive too far into the manga because I heard the anime was coming, and I was like, oh, I rather just watch the anime if it's good, and it has definitely lived up to my expectations. But the new season of Solo Leveling, holy, those first like you know what anime is heat when as soon as the episode's over you feel like watching it again. It's so crazy. Like when it comes to the manga, I generally I do prefer not reading ahead. But we'll see. It depends. For some I like to stay anime only. Some I don't mind because it depends. Hershey should get Larian to make a Baldur's Gate 4. So Larian is working on a new game. It is not a new Baldur's Gate. They said that we did our thing with Baldur's Gate 3, and now we're moving on to something fresh. I respect it. Baldur's Gate 3 to those fans is pretty much a perfect game. They've gotten insane amounts of replay value out of it. So yeah, I don't know. They are ready to take on a new challenge, and I'll be curious what it is. Hopefully, whatever Larian's new game isn't turn based, but whatever. stick to what you know. That's perfectly fine. Maybe one day when I have time, maybe I'll go back and finish Baldur's Gate 3. Just get through it because I was really interested in the story. I love the characters, but I just did not like that combat like at all. And I've gotten through games before that are turn based, but I don't know, just maybe because now I have like a lot more games on my radar, and I just don't have as much time to dedicate to different games, so it can affect me in that way. But yeah, for Baldur's Gate 3, I was like, it's clearly good. It's clearly something I want to finish, but now that I have like Cyberpunk as well, like I just gotta put Baldur's Gate 3 on the back burner because I just don't like that combat.
I don't like the combat either. I don't know what we're talking about.
From an outsider, isn't a manga to an anime like a book is to a movie? An anime is literally like if a studio if an animation studio took a Marvel comic run and adapted it into a 12 to 24 episode animated series. That's essentially what it is. Manga is basically the Japanese equivalent of comics, and anime are just animated television shows and movies adapted from that source material. Sometimes, besides manga, they also will adopt light novels or visual novels, but usually it's manga. That's the big thing, as Jay is very well versed in. But yeah, I'm sure Jay will have a Sakamoto Days review for next week. But in the meantime, a non-anime but animated show had its season finale recently. Creature Commandos. Are you caught up yet?
I haven't started. I did watch all of Skeleton Crew.
Oh, good for you.
With my wife. She actually enjoys it.
I am probably 1 or 2 episodes behind on Skeleton Crew, but I didn't miss a single week of Creature Commandos. Had me hooked all the way through. Not quite on a level of the Penguin, but I thought Creature Commandos was, without getting the spoilers, fantastic. I thought it was a really good show, and I think it set the tone for what we can expect. Obviously, the Creature Commandos is another right up James Gunn's alley. The group of misfits brought together to be reluctant heroes, but also not really heroes. I really like the humor in this. The emotional beats were really strong. I'm thinking the DCU is going to be cooking. I think DC is about to make a big push.
Well, I'm here for it. I mean, they definitely deserve it. I think it's like anything else. Everything's good when there's competition. I don't really think of DC and Marvel as competition the way that a lot of other things are, but obviously I want DC to be I want them both to be successful
100%.
because I enjoy the content from both companies and we just want more of it and we want it to be good. So I don't want them to fail. I don't want WB to fail, and yeah.
Well, is that actually true?
I can see that, Eastwood. Like, Skeleton Crew is not something I would have ever wanted. I think it's way better than I thought it could be. I'm not into the whole. What?
I mean, we always say, fuck IGN and
right.
And but yeah, I didn't think even IGN was that shit. Like they gave.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
they gave the Penguin a 5. I'm like living by that. Fuck IGN. I don't follow anything. I don't watch any of the review. I don't follow any IGN content because I know they're a shit company. Like, they're terrible. They have nothing but terrible takes on pretty much everything. But wow, even I didn't think even they were that bad.
That's the thing though, is I do feel like the comparison of it being basically like Space Goonies is pretty apt. It's obviously kid acting, so it's not always great, but I think it's interesting enough, and
yeah, I thought it was fun. I enjoyed. I had zero expectations going into it. Like I was like, oh, I looked at it and thought, okay, at best, this is basically like another Andor situation where it's potentially going to be a really good or solid Star Wars show with no characters that you recognize that people aren't going to watch, and I don't know what the ratings are, but it's pretty much how it is, kind of like another Andor situation where the small scale show where it's like where you don't have the flashy high profile characters and stories are solid or well done, and the big stuff that's supposed to be bringing in all the all the people back, like your Ahsokas or your Obi-Wans or Boba Fett are just ass.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. We just needed something to watch, and I thought it was something that she wouldn't hate, because like all the shows that we watch are on like their like mid-season break.
Yep. There's needs to be popping. Speaking of terrible takes, I saw My Time to Shine he's a leaker. He said that the worst Disney show was Moon Knight, and I'm like, are you fucking on drugs? There's no way.
Heard of that person.
There's no way. Yeah, they do a lot. They do a lot of industry leaks or whatever, and they also have some obviously Twitter hot takes. But yeah, I thought Moon Knight was half bad and half decent. I think that's literally because of like the behind the scenes drama. Bo DeMaio was working on it, like I think for the first few episodes, and then they fired him from the project and brought someone in last minute to replace him, and they did the remaining episodes, which to me explains the steep drop in quality. But even then, like, it's still not worse than Boba Fett or Secret Invasion or the Acolyte. The only good episodes of Boba Fett were the Mandalorian episode, and it wasn't, and that it wasn't even Boba. It was literally just 2 episodes of the Mandalorian thrown right into the middle of Boba Fett.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was horrible.
I did see your tweet today. I know you liked my response to it. Like somebody like was giving you shit for like suggesting something about DC Universe Online or something.
I made an extremely clever joke. Because Paul Tassi was talking about how rare it is for these live service games, particularly looter shooters. Like they're asking why aren't there more looter shooters, and he was just mentioning how like so many of them fail. Like it's a miracle that Destiny and Warframe are still going at all. There's just so much that goes wrong, and that could go wrong live service games, lives with a looter shooter specifically. And I responded to Paul Tassi saying, "Hear me out. Destiny and Warframe, but with Marvel characters, can't fail." which is obviously a very brilliant Marvel's Avengers show,
right?
But of course it's Twitter, so the room temperature IQs didn't get the joke. I was taking it literally.
But then somebody said something about DC Universe Online and it being like a failure or something. I'm like, it's a 14-year-old fucking game. It should be dead. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Objectively, DC Universe Online is one of the most successful games of all time. It just stopped getting big support and updates after a while. Which is
as a 14-year-old game should. But that game came out on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, but if WB was smart, they would have kept it going, like because they obviously had something there. But yeah,
if they were smart, they would have had a sequel with like updated graphics and
100%. Like we've seen DC Universe Online absolutely had like World of Warcraft potential, where you just keep it going forever. You make new expansions, you do sequels and upgrades, expand on it. But but for its time, like during its run, it was a massive success. So obviously, not only is that person an idiot for not knowing that DC Universe Online was just extraordinarily popular, but also not seemingly acknowledging that it's a 14-year-old game, and also not a looter shooter. There was another one just trying to argue with people saying that DC Universe Online is a looter shooter. Basically, there were like a lot of very stupid people in my replies.
Yeah,
as always on Twitter.
Yep, that's I found myself like
EV.
Evie, what the hell is that?
Trying to say hello.
She's crazy. She does everything. She does everything like stressed out. Like she doesn't do anything like
Relax.
normal. Yeah, she's like always like on edge. And I get it. She came from a really shit situation, but today she was eating and like she won't eat. Like we have a station where her water is and her food is, and she drinks from it, but she won't eat there. We haven't quite figured it out. You literally have to like take her bowl and sit it next to you. So I had it sitting next to me on the love seat, and she'd eaten it mostly. There's still some left, and I don't know what happened. She heard a sound or something, and all of a sudden, just all the food in her bowl flew everywhere in the room. I just heard ding, and her bowl went flipping up, and the food was just everywhere. And she like flew across the room. Like I was like, what the fuck just happened? You were just sitting there. But like any little noise, I don't know what's going on right now.
She must have heard it. She must have heard a ghost.
I'm assuming my wife must have like gone upstairs, and like she doesn't like if both of us are home, she will not. Like if one of us goes upstairs, she doesn't want to go up unless the other one comes up. But if only one of us is home, she'll just follow us wherever we go. It's been an adjustment. Like she came from a really bad situation. We're in a Facebook group now with other people that adopted dogs from the same situation. There were 72 boxers rescued between two properties from the same family. Jeez. And it's insane. And like all of them have like the same general situation. They're all traumatized. So yeah, it's tough, but yeah, she just does everything like on it. Like I compare it. I'm like, she moves like a teenager in an 80s horror film, complete with all the bad decisions.
Okay.
Like that's the way I describe her. Like if there's even a sudden noise, gone. Like flies across the room, complete with like the Scooby-Doo like legs moving, but not like legs in motion, but not moving. Like,
that's adorable.
When we sell the house, we're definitely gonna have to get the floors like polished from all the
all the scratch marks.
Yeah. So yeah, but no, she's gotten a lot better. Very cuddly, like when she's finally settled. But here's the crazy thing, like, and it sucks because like my wife's a teacher, so she gets up super early and goes to bed early. When I try to get in bed, it's like attack mode. Like it's playtime and she just jumps everywhere. So I obviously have to wake my wife up every time.
Of course.
But like it's the only time she's like that is when I'm trying to get into bed. She's like, oh, time to play. And like the second I lay down, she like pounces me. Like it's like adorable, but not.
Yeah, because your wife is, I'm surprised she hasn't made you sleep on the couch.
A lot of times I just do. Just because like I don't want to like disturb her. So we also had a problem with Thor, and it wasn't the same. It was when Thor was in bed, he just took my spot, and he was so big he would not move. And like there were a lot of times I'm like, well, this sucks. I'm just gonna go lay on the couch.
That's fine. He's just a certain dominance.
Yeah, well, no, he's just like a big lazy jerk. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's whatever. Like I just like I don't want to like mess anything. I would rather just it doesn't matter. Like I'm just sleeping, so who cares? Like I just don't want to like disturb her when she's sleeping on a school night. So
yeah, she's got to wake up and shape the minds of America.
Yeah, something like that.
And you just got to wake up and play Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, exactly.
Or open a package you got for Den of Thieves too.
Pantera in theaters now.
It is.
So
yeah. Actually, speaking of plugs, I finally got a gaming monitor.
Ooh.
Because we had an incident on stream for launch day when my TV for the first time since I had it randomly shut off so that it could install an update, which is typically not how it installs updates. And it happened while I was in the middle of a ranked game in overtime, contesting a point, and it lasted for 3 minutes, and we lost the game.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, and I was about to throw the TV out the window.
Oh god.
But then I remembered, oh yeah, people generally have gaming monitors because better performance and visuals and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, you know what? Now's a good excuse. So I hopped on Amazon. I found the best recommended one that's a relative, decent price, and I can get that. More importantly, I could get overnighted. So I ended up getting this Scepter for it was like $130.
Yeah.
It's like a 25-inch 240 hertz gaming monitor. So now I can now when I pull up Rivals on my PS5 Pro, I can get the 120 FPS mode instead of just the Pro 60 FPS mode.
Nice.
And honestly, playing on 120 FPS, not like a dramatic difference from 60. Yeah, the way you think it would be the way people talk about it. It's smoother for sure, but also, and maybe it's just like our optimization on Rivals, but it occasionally looks like ass.
I really haven't. There haven't been a lot of problems for me with Rivals. I mean, honestly, the longest queue I've ever been in is like 3 minutes, and that was, not even a big deal. It was random.
The longest queue I've been in is like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Typically is instant, but yeah, it was for whatever reason like this one stretch when I was playing with like there was like a 4 stack, and we just had back to back like long queue times, and we weren't even in like I think we were only in like plat, so it's not like we were in like one above all or something like that. It was crazy, but yeah, it generally, it's so fast. Like you just immediately get a game. I mean, that's what happens when they have to be up to 30 million players by now, right?
You'd think. My brother was over yesterday because like my brother moved out, and he hasn't even really seen the game yet, and I was showing him a lot of the skins and everything. He thought it was pretty sick. I don't know if he'll get it. He's never played like Overwatch or anything like it, but he's a huge Moon Knight fan, so
he'll probably try it. I mean, that's a great thing about it. It's a free to play game.
Yeah,
like it's like a layup for like Marvel fans. Like at least try it, see to like try different game modes. But it's big. Like I think we haven't got the numbers yet, but I made a half joke, half prediction that they were going to make $1 billion in revenue the first month off skins. I think it might be accurate.
Yeah. I do see a lot. Like, I feel like I do see people are wearing paid skins quite a bit.
I see them all the time. Whenever I see a Sue, they're either wearing the Malice outfit or the blue variant.
The blue one, yeah.
Yeah.
They're very smart to make the white the default.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone with the white.
Yeah. I don't remember either, to be honest with
you. Literally every game I've in when someone's Reed and Sue, they either have the Maker and the Malice skin or they have the blue variant. That's everyone.
I sometimes get I have seen some white Sues, but it's funny when they're with a cloak and dagger, because like sometimes I can't get like default cloak and default Sue. I get them mixed up.
So I was watching somebody stream, and one of the people they had on the voice call because they were playing with the Cloak and Dagger and a suit backline, and they said they had a Snow Bunny backline.
Oh Jesus!
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, accurate, but funny. Yeah, I would not be surprised at all if they made at least $1 billion in revenue the first month. They have so many players. It's Marvel. The skins have been like extremely good. The battle pass, very popular, very very reasonable. I think they made just an insane amount of money.
I mean, 20 million players. Just assume that they spent on average $10 each, which I'm sure the average is higher than that. I mean, that's 200 right there.
Yeah. I was running some numbers with ChatGPT, and I got like a low end estimate of like a reasonable estimate of like 500 million the first week. Like just a low estimate. They had to have hit like $1 billion.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see for sure.
You're not seeing too many people with paid skins. Maybe how many games have you played? I've played maybe he's randomly getting, maybe you haven't played much, or he's just randomly running into free to play lobbies. But every game I play, and I'm seeing like paid. I'm seeing people who either paid for, and maybe you're not identifying them, because I know that I see every game. I see people with skins they bought directly from the shop, but I'm also seeing people with battle pass skins, which I know that they paid $5 or $10 for. So they're definitely getting that. They're definitely getting that revenue. And yeah, I'm over 200 hours now on the since the game came out. And out of all of them, every game I played in, multiple people have spent clearly, very very clearly spent money on the game. Every single one I've seen. The team has multiple people. Sometimes the whole team has spent money on the game in some way. In some way.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like if you're trying a game out, you don't owe them anything. But like, I feel like once you get to like level 10, you should buy something.
Yeah, just a little, just consider a tip. I mean, especially the battle pass, like especially the C0. Like if you got the level 10 and you didn't buy the C0 battle pass, I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, even like this season, like even if there's just one skin that you like in there, it's worth it,
Yeah.
And I don't love the Wolverine skin. And I don't know that I would use the Scarlet Witch one over her MCU one that I already have, but like the Loki one's definitely my favorite. The Moon Knight one is my favorite, and that's counting the Lunar Moon Knight, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's wild that I just bought that and I'm not even using it anymore. It's wild that there's like 2 awesome Moon Knight skins that I just got, and this one is like the one I'm using because I like it more. I think that the Submariner skin is amazing. I'm not going to use the MCU one anymore. Yeah, like it's a good deal, and there's a lot of cool little sprays, which I know aren't the be all end all or anything.
Yeah.
Like they're just little extra things, and you get like 2/3 of the currency back.
Yeah.
So it's like really a no-brainer.
Yeah, you can legitimately.
I saw people mad you don't get all the currency back, and I'm like, I mean, like that's not rational.
I mean, you get 600 lattice and 600 units, and you can convert them like one to one. So your basic and the full battle pass is only 990 units.
Yeah.
So you're getting the battle. So you can buy the next, if you don't use them on anything else, you can just take that. You can just set that aside and just buy the next battle pass.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of the not considering the blue units.
Yeah.
I really don't understand the point of like. I understand that like they're separating like the free ones and the paid ones, but I just don't see the point.
Yeah, I get it. You gotta have the premium. You always gotta have the premium currency because you want to give people that incentive to to spend some actual money, and of course they want to have something for the free to play players. So that's how they kind of divided it. They're like, okay, so the units are the free stuff, the latest are the premium pay stuff, but because they wanted to be player friendly, also they let you do that 1-to-1 exchange. So I don't mind it. Also, yeah, I started the season at like 500. I didn't realize I had any paid chrono tokens remaining, but I had like 500 left over out of my that were paid out of the 6,000 plus I earned over the course of season 0.
Huh.
Yeah, that's the other reason I'm not worried. Like if I can gain like almost 7,000 chrono tokens in a month, I'm not worried about advancing through the battle pass.
No, it's just wanting that, like, you see the one you want, and it's later on.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, like the Thor, they, and it was smart. They want you to keep coming back daily. You gotta keep coming back every day to unlock you unlock a new part of the lore. You get a new bonus, but you don't get the new Thor outfit until day 5, until the 5th day, like the 5th day.
I thought it was day 7.
It'll maybe come to that, but yeah, it's like it's technically 5 pages.
Yeah.
On the event, so. And they basically refresh like every 24 hours or so.
Yeah, I remember on day 1 I looked at it and it said page unlocks in 6 days something hours.
Yeah.
So
we're close, but we're close to getting it. But I'm definitely rocking that, because I've been rocking the MCU Thor outfit, which I like, even though it's definitely not my favorite from the film. But I love the guitar riffs it makes whenever I use the abilities.
I had to go back to the Galactic, the Herald one.
Of course.
I love that story. It's such a good, like, Donny Cates is awesome. And I just love that storyline.
I still haven't gotten that one. I haven't played that much Thor, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting the new one, because I just love that look. That when the whole time I was playing Marvel's Avengers, I was thinking of that Thor, that specific look for Thor, and I was like, fuck, I wish Marvel's Avengers looked more like that. And now we're literally getting it in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, that's a cool storyline too. That was a Siege. That was when Norman Osborn had taken over the Avengers and everything.
Yeah, I think
the Dark Avengers.
The dark. What would be a good game? Marvel's Dark Avengers.
That'd be interesting.
Live service through the computer.
That Thor outfit was used when Sentry ripped Ares in half.
Ooh, that's an iconic scene.
Yeah. So that was a good story.
But so Jay, are you looking forward to Assassin's Creed Shadows? We obviously some stuff happened, got delayed, but apparently Ubisoft seems like it's close to a sale potentially. It seems like a lot of this is going to hedge on how Assassin's Creed Shadows does.
Yeah,
because from Tencent seems to be moving in, they're buying up more and more shares, and Ubisoft, the heads of Ubisoft seem to be like trying to get as much leverage as possible. I think their hope is that they are going to sell, but what they're trying to do is maintain control, and that's what seems to be holding up the deal. And I think they're hoping that Assassin's Creed Shadows, sells like 20 million copies or something, and is like actually a big hit, which would give them some leverage to say, okay, you can buy it, but we still want to maintain control. But yeah, I don't know. Would you prefer Tencent be in total control? Do you think Ubisoft kind of needs to just be saved from itself at this point, or you think they can still you think that the changes that they're making can like right the ship?
I don't know how I feel about Tencent taking over such a huge studio. I don't know enough about them, but
I've heard some stuff not great.
yeah, I love Assassin's Creed. I'm so excited for this game. I loved Valhalla. I loved Origins. I loved not Ragnarok. Odyssey. I mean, the newer Assassin's Creeds to me are just peak, and I think this is going to be just as good. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like if Assassin's Creed Shadows did GTA 5 numbers, they would not sell.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. They've put themselves in a tough spot. Like their overhead is insane. Like the amount of employees they have.
Yeah. Regardless, they have way too many. They have obviously they lost big part of the problem from a quality control standpoint is that you just have too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many studios trying to juggle too much stuff. Not enough focused leadership. Too much bureaucracy. It's when you expand too much in gaming in particular, like that doesn't really fly. That doesn't really fly here. Like in other corporate in industries, you can expansions tend to be good for the business. In gaming, you kind of need that to be like a more intimate affair where everything's kind of more like grounded and contained, so that you can like everyone's like on the same page. It's more you can assume more quality, because when you have like so many employees working on one thing, like I was listening to one dev talk about how just inefficient everything becomes. Like stuff that should take like a couple hours can sometimes take like a week or more, because it has to go through this department and this person has to check off on this, and like too much bureaucracy like really hurts games. Like even in Marvel's Avengers, like I was talking to some devs, and they were saying how difficult it was at times to work with Marvel on this project, because like they needed to sign off on everything, and there'd be situations where they're trying to put something, they're literally trying to put something in the game, and they have to like wait literally like months for an email back from Marvel to get approval over like the most minor shit. And it just adds so much extra time to the project. and then of course they ran into the pandemic on top of that, and wildfires again. It was just a mess. Yeah, I think ideally games would be developed under less bureaucratic situations where you're not going through 10 different 100 different departments and list this corporate partner and everything like that. Like that none of that contributes to good games, in my opinion.
I agree with that completely, and I've heard that my ear is like ringing right now.
Must be the ghost.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've told you this before. I'm hearing impaired, and I've had 12 operations on my ears, so like I don't know. It's just my ears bothering me right now. It's annoying.
Maybe it gave you superpowers.
I wish. I wish, but yeah, it's I don't know. I'm just really excited for it, but I'm also not bothered. Like a lot of people get bothered. Oh, the game is delayed, but I want it now. And it's like, I get it, but like, I don't know. It gets here when it gets here.
If it's I don't understand complaining over a 1 month delay. Right. Like it's not like Suicide Squad where it's like, oh, now this is suddenly released. We're delaying this an entire year. Like it's 1 month. Like,
well, I also like get annoyed by people like, oh, why'd you even announce it? And it's like, dude, what does it matter if they announced it or not? What does it matter if it's delayed or not? It gets here when it gets here. Like people that are annoyed about like Wolverine, like who cares? Okay. When they release it, they release it. It's going to be great.
you're gonna play it. You're gonna play it regardless. So shut the fuck up.
Like, so like it's like yeah, I get the wanting it now, but like, who cares? Like, it's gonna get here when it gets here, and it'll be fine.
Yeah,
you should want it to be the best it can be, and that's more important.
Yeah, that should be the priority. Making sure the game is perfectly polished. It's and this is what they wanted to put forward. Because we definitely don't want a situation where Spider-Man 2, where Insomniac feels like they're up against the clock and they have to like compromise their vision and a bunch of stuff in there for the sake of time. I want them, especially after the cyber attack, to take all the time they need to make sure Wolverine is right, because I will definitely be there whenever it's ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is probably 2026.
I mean, it is what it is. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, which is fine. Like, I'm hearing people. There was some belief people thought could be 2025. I always thought after the cyber attack that was just a pipe dream. Really, to be honest, especially after 2024 ended with no new updates. So I think it's definitely 2026 at this point.
Agreed. It's fine.
Which it should be. Yeah. Take much time. This is going to be a stack year. There's so many games releasing. Everything starts getting crazy next month. Monster Hunter Wilds. There's a new, like a dragon. New Civ. What's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? I heard that's going to be a monster. Like there's going to be so many games. I'm definitely looking forward to this year and getting my hands on Rise of Hydra as well. I can't wait for that marketing to kick off. Avowed. Yeah, actually, you're Mr. Speaking of Microsoft, they're having a direct later this month.
I was just looking for that email.
With Doom is headlining, but they're also going to have like a surprise reveal.
Yeah, that South of Midnight is going to be showed too. That looks pretty cool.
It is really good. I think most people definitely there for Doom. But yeah, I heard some good things about Avowed. Generally, I'm always more skeptical of first person, but I'm definitely more open to it now, especially after playing some more first person games. I really like the Outer Worlds a lot. I'm definitely going to finish that.
You did end up getting it.
Yeah, I got it like the same night and started playing it. I was like, I'm gonna try. It's free. I'm gonna try it out, and I ended up playing for like 2 hours.
Well, I remember telling you that I really loved it.
Yeah, right after you said that, as soon as the show ended, I got it and
nice.
I tried.
I didn't realize that. Yeah. Avowed looks really cool. I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, a lot of people were super skeptical about Avowed. Thought it looked a little sus, but everyone I heard that played it at the preview said it was great. So I think that's encouraging for anyone looking forward to Avowed. Also, it looks like this is the month the Nintendo Switch 2 is getting revealed. According to all the sources, all the leaks, everything's pointing to this month for Switch 2. That's more your speed. I don't own currently any Nintendo product.
Dude, I haven't turned on I do not even know the last time I turned my Switch on. Like, the only games I really play on it are Pokemon, and I kind of like, actually it's funny, I've got this it's kind of actually annoying me right now, but I've got this like this is a shiny Rayquaza, and I've got it like attached to my mic arm, and it came out in the Pokemon game, the most recent one, which is Scarlet and Violet, and I was like, oh sick. Whenever they did these things, I would make a video and I would actually get some decent views on it sometimes. And I was like, oh, I'll do that. And I think that was like a month ago and I forgot. Like literally haven't even turned it on. I don't want to like take it off because like then it turns on. Like it just automatically turns on if I take it off the dock. But yeah, it literally haven't even touched it, but I will get a new one just because my niece actually gets mad when I don't bring it over. She likes to play the Pokemon game.
Yeah, I've literally not played a Pokemon game since probably I think literally the last Pokemon game I played was either Pokemon Snap or Pokemon Stadium.
That's funny.
Literally the last time I played a Pokemon game. It's been that long. I haven't played Power yet. I didn't get it yet, but that might be the closest I come to a Pokemon game.
Well, I mean, it's annoying because like the Pokemon games, like I'm looking forward to the next one, which I think is like the ZA or something like that. But they just haven't advanced far enough because they're held back by Nintendo's hardware, and
yeah.
so I really wish they would just. I know Nintendo owns part of Pokemon, if not all of it. I just wish they would go multi-platform and like imagine like a amazing graphical Pokemon game, you know.
I'm imagine though I do hear the specs for the Switch 2 are supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, I hear they're like basically Xbox One PS4 numbers.
Yeah, pretty much. Welcome to playing strategists in Marvel Rivals. you have a great game, and the terrible DPS blame you. But I think we hit our union mandated 2-hour mark. We went over that, so we're definitely want to avoid paying Jay any overtime. But we appreciate everyone hanging out. Relatively slow month apart from the outside now that the launch of Rivals is going, but there's still more now. There's always like seems to be like a big Sony announcement. They had their showcase earlier where they announced new adaptations, Helldivers movie, Ghost of Tsushima anime, which sounds like fucking cinema. Cannot wait for that. But there's usually like a state of play or a state of play announcement happening soon. It's happening around this time every year, so maybe look out for that. We got the Xbox Direct coming up, the Switch 2 reveal, and most importantly, the last Suicide Squad update is probably coming around closer to the end of the month, but that'll be the end. We'll see how they wrap up the story.
Yeah,
this time, but
be another epic stream.
Yeah, another one. We
I can't even imagine playing a game other than Marvel Rivals right now. Like, I honestly don't remember the last game I played.
Yeah, I briefly fired up NBA 2K just to test the new monitor because you're supposed to, if you're playing 2K and you're shooting, you're supposed to be using a monitor. So I played a quick game for that, but I've literally just been playing Rivals.
Yeah.
I think the only other game I've touched is like Helldivers.
I think I like maybe did a stream of Fortnite at some point, and I need to get back into it. But I'm not too pressed on that because as you let the season progress, there's all the challenges stack. So it's kind of easier just to do all the challenges at once and level up.
Yeah, so. I ended up doing them daily, but I literally haven't touched Fortnite since they added Mrs. Incredible.
Well, it's crazy because they added the Cyberpunk stuff, they added Batman Ninja, and then they added something else I liked.
Yeah, I completely tapped out. I should pay more attention to Fortnite because I randomly got like the other day I got $100 from Epic because I gave my Fortnite code out when I was doing coverage and stuff. Like, usually when there's like an interesting skin I think my audience will care about, I'll like do a community post or something.
Yeah,
but just shows you can. I should be trying to farm Fortnite a little more, but yeah, if there's something that catches my attention, maybe.
It was the Star Wars Ninja. Yeah, they did like a ninja Darth Vader and Stormtrooper.
Yeah, I'll do a screen. Maybe I'll do something, but yeah, I'm definitely more interested in playing Rivals. But okay, we'll catch you next week, everybody. Well, hopefully nothing else too insane happens, at least in terms of. Well, I do hope some fun and Kendrick and Drake stuff happens, but and I hope no more crazy natural disasters or whatever.
Right.
So, we'll catch you next week. I'm Scott the Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger.
Zip it up and zip it out. Peace, my naysayers.